Other than a kick-ass title, famous author blurbs, heavy publisher promotional dollars, or, good Lord willing, an Oprah endorsement, the most important element in a successful book is your central character. With that in mind, here are my top 3 tips for creating more compelling characters. Tip number 1. Make your character round, not flat. Consider the following 2 passages and how a seemingly slight change can add nuance and mystery. Example 1. As Sister Jane walked down the alleyway, she grasped hands with the tiny street urchins, giving them her blessing. At the end of the block, she knelt down and prayed to God to deliver sustenance to these poor souls. Example 2. As Sister Jane walked down the alleyway, she grasped hands with the tiny street urchins, giving them her blessing. At the end of the block, she looked both ways before driving a boot into the ribs of a passing stray puppy. Tip number 2. Give your character some kind of superpower. Sure, we remember Holden Caulfield as the classic coming-of-age anti-hero of The Catcher in the Rye. But would he remain a character for the ages if Salinger had neglected to give Holden the ability to kill with his thoughts? Tip number 3. Give your character an interesting or unusual physical characteristic. Let me ask, do you remember Frankenstein's monster as a tragic romantic figure struggling to be understood amidst a cruel and heartless world? Or as that giant green dude with bolts in his neck? Warning! Do not take things too far. For example, if you are writing a fantasy novel about a race of heroic unicorns who return to Earth in the year 3050 to liberate humanity from the Great Kitten enslavement, you could give Ring Ring, the leader of the unicorns, a horn encrusted with jewels and rubies. However, if Ring Ring also shoots laser beams from his eyes or breathes fire, you have clearly overstepped. This valuable lesson was brought to you by Fondling Your Muse, infallible advice from a published author to the writerly aspirant, a hands-on guide to writing your very own New York Times bestseller.
Start my story from the